California is in a drought. I repeat, California is in a drought. And you may have seen these neon signs over the freeway as you've been driving. Serious drought, help save water. But they may have faded off into the horizon the more frequently you've passed by. And while I'm not an expert on climate change or water conservation, I have done research to understand how California's drought affects our state, but also the nation. As a fellow San Diego resident that also enjoys hot showers, I want to say it is important for us to pay attention to how our water is being depleted. So I'm here again to remind you today that California is in a drought, but we have the opportunity to conserve water, which will impact our state and our nation for years to come. So much of California's water is stored in reservoirs. In California, we have Lake Oroville as one of the main reservoirs. So this is Lake Oroville in June 2019. You can see it's at 97% capacity. There's a lot of green around here with the vegetation. This is Lake Oroville just about a week ago, August 2nd, and it's at 41% capacity. Very low, very dry. And you can see the vegetation is pushed back. So yes, California is in a drought and climate change is contributing to it. There are many people who believe that climate change doesn't exist and call it a hoax. Well, according to researchers here in San Diego at the Scripps Institute of Oceanography, since 1896, we've seen an increase in our summer temperatures to be about 3 degrees Fahrenheit. So we know that warmer weather and less precipitation means less available water. This means less water for agriculture, and California produces 1/3 of the vegetables for our nation and 2/3 of the nation's fruits and nuts. And so this means if California has limited water, this also affects the nation as a whole. This also just means less available water for you and your family. And when resources become less available, the prices of them increase, which may cause California to become less affordable and less habitable. So what we do right now is simple. What we must do right now is simple, and that's consistent water conservation. So I've made a list, and I know that sometimes long lists can be overwhelming. In fact, usually when people do resolutions, they often fail because it's a long list of things that people want to do. And so instead, it is recommended to choose a couple of items. So here, I've asked you to pick 2 items from RACE. RACE is the acronym I've used to summarize the different steps, again, towards water conservation. So number 1 is to reduce water by taking shorter showers. This means even taking 1 minute off of a shower will reduce 2 gallons of water per day. Over the course of a month, you would be able to save 60 gallons. Number 2 is to avoid doing laundry loads where you're not doing a full load, where you're doing a quarter or a half full load. And that's like the worst thing that you can do. You don't want to waste water, you want to maximize it. So avoid doing partial loads. Number 3 is to cut down how often you're watering your lawn and outdoor plants. And I found that about 50% of the water that we actually end up using residentially goes outside into landscaping. So if it's possible, reduce how much you're watering your lawn and potentially even consider succulents. Number 4 is to eliminate running water when you brush your teeth or when you shave. And so this is, of course, as simple as just turning off your faucet. And doing so will eliminate 10 gallons of water per person per day. And so these are just a couple of ways to conserve water. As the acronym RACE suggests, we need to have urgency when we consider water conservation. And even though people think that these measures are small, we know that they add up. According to the California Drought Action Committee, these steps work together when we all work together. Even small changes can make the difference. So I want you to remember this image of Lake Oroville, the reservoir, at limited capacity, low and decreasing. California's most precious resource may become so depleted that it will change the nation's economy, the ecosystem, and will determine if California will continue to remain habitable. So adopting these tips today may take sacrifice, but wouldn't it be great to call California your home for years to come? We all have the power to conserve water. As the saying goes, slow and steady wins the race. Start today and work at it until the 2 steps you've chosen have become second nature. Now is the time to act. Now is the time to race. Thank you.